the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Well, everybody, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is Zero Dark 30, busting out of the bunker and down the highway we're going. On a special mission today, but before I get there, I'm going to be talking about a very special topic, near and dear to my heart. It's called rubbing out the bad guys. Well, anyways, I'm not doing anything wrong, but Zelensky's elite forces, I wonder which elite forces that is. That's right, Volodymyr Zelensky, leader of Ukraine. Some of his own people in a transmission have admitted they want to grease him. They want to rub him out. They want to erase him. They want to exchange him for some new leadership. And the quote is, ready? Let's demolish this green rat. That sounds a lot to me like the Azov Battalion of Ukraine, their elite commando fighting force. Doesn't like the little light in the loafer's fruitcake anymore. You know why? It's because they are being killed for something that they don't want to fight for anymore. You see, that's what happens, folks, when people mutiny. I know mutiny is a naval term, but we very well could have an internal squabble, a coup d'etat. Remember, General Zarkovsky, whatever the hell his name was, the former commander-in-chief, he got in a big old pissing match with Zelensky, and he ended up ultimately getting fired, even though now he's basically challenging from the sidelines for Zelensky's job. What does this mean? What's the point of all this discussion? When times get tough, especially during war, SHTF, people get dismissed. Oftentimes very quietly. Just move along. Don't go away, mad. Just go away, right? That sort of thing. But oftentimes, as it is, when people won't leave their positions because of, power, wealth, influence, fame, they have to be rubbed out. They have to be greased. You know, let's demolish this green rat. What an appropriate term for Zelensky, who is sent arguably somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million Ukraine men to their deaths at the Russian meat grinder at the front lines, all because Zelensky wanted to be a puppet. Now, that's terrible, folks. It's terrible to have killed 1 million of your countrymen fighting a war because you were too weak to tell, your masters no. Well, that's what happens when you have masters. You have to obey them. Well, I have a feeling, folks, that this attitude is going to continue. When times get tough, right, heads roll, sometimes literally, not just figuratively. It's happening right now. People are getting ready in the Republican National Committee. That's right, the RNC. Trump has gotten Ronna McDaniel out of there. Whether you believe it was Trump or not, Trump did it. The reason I say that is Trump drives people nuts. The fact that he was there, he wasn't going away, he's winning his lawsuits, he's fighting back, he's not giving up. That's driving the left nuts. It truly is driving them nuts. And once Trump is president, he's supposed to be head of the party. So here's his chance. Ronna McDaniel is gone. They are now waiting. Hundreds and more, 100 and more than 100. Well, people working at the RNC, they're getting ready to clean out their desks. Once again, they're going to get rid of these people. They're disposable because they're the enemy. This is a kind of what we talked about when we discussed the fruitcakes, right? All of the LGBT, all those people, the LGBs, BLM, Antifa, they're useful idiots, but they're also going to be dead wood. Once they're no longer needed, they're dead. They'll be cut from the tree. They'll be pruned. Well, that's what happens in hard times when you're losing a battle, when you're losing a war, when it looks like it's over, and you need to keep going. You get rid of the parts that don't work, the dead wood. Zelensky is looking a lot like dead wood. You fire the incompetence, you get rid of it. But look how long they've hung on. Zelensky and his crew and his supporters from other countries, and that's it. I mean, literally, it is the CIA, MI6, probably Mossad, maybe Interpol, but England, Washington, D.C., they're all supporting Zelensky because Zelensky is giving them what they want. At some point, Ukraine is going to say you're fired, right? You cost too much. You cost too many lives. So they're going to demolish the green rat. Now, let's make sure we all understand. The green rat is Zelensky. Every time you see the little rat, he's wearing one of those green woolly pulleys like he's a military commander. So I understand the male human's propensity for bad fashion. But this guy is trying way too hard to look like he's tough. It really is comical, kind of like Obama pretending to be brilliant. He's just a tool. Too many analogies here to think about. What I think is really important is to understand, you're getting into the thick of things, the heat of the moment. We're coming to some inflection points where some big changes can happen. Cross roads, fork in the road, what have you. Ukraine is hurt so bad that their own forces are looking to rebel or mutiny on Zelensky. Don't think that's not the same in many other places. Hamas is feeling it right now. Hamas is feeling it. Biden is feeling it. Even the RNC, which is full of snakes and rats, right, they're feeling it. There are a bunch of backstabbers in there, anti-Trumpers. They're going to be fired. One of the newspapers, The Guardian, I think, that insulted that little boy, said he was wearing blackface when he was wearing sports paint. Well, someone bought that company, The Guardian, I guess, and fired everybody who was involved in that. I think that's hilarious. A lot of deadwood gets trimmed off when times get tight, folks. So understand that. If times are getting tight, where does that leave us as regular little people? Are we considered part of the essential crowd, or are we non-essential? Nice government term for human beings, isn't it? Because that's what they think of us, essential and non-essential. Are you prepared? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Now, we're not going to glamorize or glorify the elimination of the little green rat. But if he's rubbed out, how quickly will everything change in Ukraine? Will they wave the white flag? Now the thing is, for if the elites that have threatened to get rid of the little green rat, to demolish him, if it is the Azov battalion, you have to ask yourself the question: If Putin wants to denazify Ukraine, will they be able to hide? I'm sure they will. It's a big country and there's a lot of weird looking dudes there. Wow. What a place. Folks, chance favors the prepared mind is